Guys, this pepper steak recipe will change your life. It is absolutely delicious and super easy and quick to make. So starting with our steak strips, we're going to clean this with water and lemon, and then we are going to season with paprika, all-purpose, black pepper, garlic granules, soy sauce or Maggi sauce for a bit of saltiness, some browning for the colour, and we're going to massage this all into the meat. In terms of the steak you use, I would recommend something like rump, sirloin or ribeye for that juiciness. Separately, we are going to dice 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. So I always like to crush my garlic. I find it a lot easier to dice it that way. We're also going to use a full medium brown onion, and we're just going to slice this. Don't be shy with the amount that you use. Then we're going to start to chop up our pepper. So here I'm using a red pepper and also a green pepper. One of the things that gives this meal its distinct look is the colours of the peppers. It makes all the difference. So make sure that you use 2 different colours. And then we're also going to slice up a bit of Scotch bonnet. Don't forget to also slice up some carrots. So I'm taking 1 carrot and I'm slicing this into strips. So you'll see that I'm slicing pretty much everything into strips, which gets it to look nice and uniform. Now get your wok and heat up some vegetable oil, and then we're going to start off with the onions and the garlic. So we're just going to get those flavours released into the oil that we're using. Once you have cooked this down, we're going to remove it and actually save it for later. Then we're going to use that same oil to cook our steak strips. So you pan fry the strips on a high temperature for around 10 minutes until they are more or less cooked. We're also going to remove these steak strips and save them for later. Whilst you're cooking the steak strips, you'll see that they release a lot of juices, which will be useful later on in the cooking process. Then we're going to cook our peppers and our Scotch bonnet and our carrots. So we're going to cook this down, and at this point, if you need some extra oil, feel free to add that in. Separately, we're going to create our beef broth. So here I'm using a beef stock cube, some brown sugar, and also some corn flour, or in the States they call it cornstarch. I'm adding around 400 millilitres of boiled water, and then I'm dissolving everything in this boiled water as much as I can. Now going back to our wok, once we have cooked down the peppers, the carrots, the Scotch bonnet, we're going to add back our steak strips and all of those delicious juices, and then we're going to add back our onions and the garlic that we cooked earlier on. Mix this all together and then pour in all of that beef broth that we just produced, as well as a seasoning cube. So here I'm using 1 Maggi cube for that extra flavour. At this point, I also added some pimento, although to be honest, I added it a bit late. You really should add it once you are seasoning the beef at the start, so when you're adding all of your powder seasonings as well. Then don't forget your fresh thyme sprigs as well. This really makes a big difference to the taste of this meal. And honestly, this meal, it is really a banger. Honestly, yeah, you're gonna like this one. If you like this video, please remember to comment, like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.